Welcome to the Reco12 Addiction Speaker Meeting Podcast. I am Justin B., and a son of God and recovering such-aholic. By the grace of God, and by working the steps of recovery with a sponsor, as well as sponsoring others through those steps of recovery, I can gratefully state that my sobriety date is June 19th, 2015, one day at a time. In my Step 11 work, I felt guided to facilitate a speaker meeting where recovering addicts and spouses and family members of addicts can share their experiences, strength, and hope, no matter their addiction, and no matter the addiction of the spouse. One way that this speaker meeting is unique is that the guest speaker is not required to be a such-aholic, just a recovering addict of any kind, or a spouse of an addict of any kind with at least 1 year sobriety, and actively working recovery in his or her own sphere. Speakers will be invited to share their experience on a given topic of recovery. Guests will share as honestly and openly as they can, and will be encouraged to use language that will allow people of all backgrounds to feel comfortable listening. They will speak for 20 to 25 minutes in front of a live webinar audience. And another way that this speaker meeting is unique is that there is a moderated Q&A of 20 to 25 minutes where questions written by the listening audience and submitted to the moderator will be asked of the speaker through the host. This will give a bit of an interview-type feel to the speaker meeting and allow for audience participation. So these live lunch hour meetings will be held each Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time. The podcast will be published the subsequent Monday each week. To attend the live meetings, a unique link will be sent out each week to all people on our email list that we will be building as we are going along. To be included in the weekly email that will give valuable recovery information, articles, and tips, as well as the link to the next meeting, please email us at reco12pod@gmail.com. That's reco12pod@gmail.com, reco12pod@gmail.com, and you will be added to the email list and receive a once-a-week email from us. We are also building a website that will include archived recordings, exclusive information about the speakers, and other ideas and products. That website is reco12.com, reco12.com. The Reco12 speaker meeting has no dues or fees, but is a fully self-supporting entity through the benevolence of our listening and participating audience. These contributions help recover the costs of the webinar platform, the podcasting platform, and administrative costs. In addition to this, a portion of all contributions received within 72 hours of the posting of the podcast will be donated to the recovery or charitable organization of that meeting's guest's choice. We have made it easy to contribute through Venmo, PayPal, or other options found at www.reco12.com/support. We also depend on our audience to refer qualified guest speakers to us. If you are someone or know someone who will share his or her experience, strength, and hope in a manner that is, yes, entertaining, but more important, meaningful, please fill out the form at www.reco12.com/speaker, and we will be happy to get in contact with you or that person and schedule a time when the speaker meeting can happen with them being the guest speaker. Now, the vision of Reco12 is to allow a place where the speaker can work his or her Step 12 and the listening and participating audience of all backgrounds, faiths, etc., can be lifted and strengthened and pointed to the light and hope offered freely to all by an all-loving God who I believe inspired these programs of action. If, in the course of any of the meetings or podcasts, you feel a prompting or desire to make a change in your life, I urge you to act on that. If the prompting is honest, pure, unselfish, and loving, I can promise that it is from your higher power, and you are being invited to step your game up. Get out there and do it. You, your family, your community, your nation, and your world will become a little bit better, all because of your improved actions and motivations. The first speaker meeting episode will be recorded on Friday, June 19th, 2020, and be released on Monday, June 22nd, 2020. If you wish to participate in the live meeting, please send your email to reco12pod@gmail.com or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform and get notified when it drops so you can listen to the recorded meeting. I am so excited for this new project, and I hope that it will provide you with some light and hope and motivation in your own journey through life. If you are excited too, please rate and review the podcast and jump on board for this one day at a time trip.